Alright, here's another EX250 Ninja 250 video. I'm going to show you guys how to take off all of the plastic components, all of the fairings and cowlings off of the bike to do some maintenance. Alright? First things first, we're going to need to put the key in and pop the seat off. Just right back here. There goes the key. Seat comes off. And we are ready for the next steps. Now the plastic pieces can actually start coming up. The plastic fairings on the side are going to be the first ones to come off. And that's this piece right here. There's just one screw right here. We're going to have to pull that out. I've already unscrewed it. Had my bike apart, so I figured I'd do this. Alright, so the screw's out. Keep a hold of the screw. And we need to be super careful because there are very touchy plastic pegs back here behind this. There are two pegs, one on top and one low. One of mine is broken off. And then there's one big peg up here. It's made out of plastic. And they all slide into rubber grommets. So, extremely carefully, making sure that you put even pressure on it. Get a hold of the fairing and start pulling it out very gently from the rubber grommets. And you'll feel it slide out the back. There's the front. We can see it's one of the plastic pins. And on the back side there's a plastic pin there and one that's broken off at the bottom because the previous owner probably didn't know how sensitive these plastic parts are. Okay, we'll set that aside. And it's pretty much the same process on the other side. Now these are the two plastic pegs from my fairing on the right hand side of the bike. And both of these pegs were broken off when I bought the bike from the previous owner. You can see around the bottom some, it's called plastic weld, it's an epoxy. Seems to work extremely well. The plastic on the bike is ABS plastic, so make sure you find something that will work with ABS plastic. And they can be repaired, and I've taken this piece on and off of the bike several times without them breaking. Alright, now your bike is missing the seat and the left and right side covers. Next off is going to be the tank. In order to take the gas tank off, there's a screw here, a screw there. There are screws here and here on the seat latch. And then there are symmetrical screws on the other side in the same places. All those screws have to be taken out before we can take the gas tank off. So I'm going to do that. Alright, now we're looking at the left-hand side of the bike. All of the bolts are out of my tank. And the only thing left, don't forget this part, you're going to get gas everywhere, is the on-off valve. You need to take this, turn it to the off position so that it seals the valve from the tank and we don't get gas everywhere. And now this big hose is just going to be full of gas. Little hose usually doesn't have much gas in it. So just pop this one off. Okay, good. And these sliding rings are going to have to be taken down the hoses before you can get the hoses off of the nipples. Slide the big one off, she's going to have some gas in it. Alright, let's fill the top with gas. Take an empty bottle. And there we go. Alright. Now we're ready to take the tank off. And the tank is just going to slide sideways, or backwards, and off. Okay? Get a hold of it. Slide it back a little. Very slowly. It's highly recommended to set your tank in an empty cardboard box so that the valves don't get damaged when you set it down. Okay? Good. And now we have a tankless, seatless, sideless bike. The next piece to come off is going to be the front upper fairing and then the lower fairing down there. Okay? So, we have some work to do. In here, by the handlebars, these are our turn signal wires, which we need to take off. And there's turn signal wires right over here too, okay? So I'm going to pull those off. And alright, the turn signal wires are off. Be very careful with those so that you don't break them. And last but not least, on both sides of the bike, there's a screw here and a screw here connecting the upper fairing to the lower cowling. And those two are going to have to come off. And then the upper fairing should slide right out. No, it won't. These front mirrors have big old Allen wrench screw. And those also have to come out. Alright, so I'll get that done. Alright, there are 6mm Allen bolts in the bottom of both rear view mirrors here. And once those are out, the mirrors just slide out and there's a stationary peg and the Allen screw goes in here. Okay? And on the other side, both the mirrors are out now. Alright, the upper front cowling is now ready to come off. The windshield can stay on it. I don't have one because the previous owner destroyed it. And we're ready to pull it off. There are plastic and rubber grommets on the inside that are lying forwards, so we have to pull the front cowling off of those very carefully, and it comes out pretty easily. And it just slides right off the front. There are only 3 more bolts that we need to get out of here. This one has been stripped and replaced by the previous owner. There is this one. And then on the other side, another symmetrical screw that was stripped and replaced by the previous owner on my bike. That's what it should look like, except for with a black screw. This one's a new one. Alright, all 3 of those have to come out, and the lower cowling will pop right off.